Whoo, what's going on YouTube? It's Donnie P all day. So, my main man, Albert from Pennsylvania, decided his knife had lost some sharpness from doing some batoning, and it's got a couple burrs on there, and I'm thinking Albert did a little self-sharpening because there are some different angles going on here that we are going to have to fix. But he wrote me and he said, hey man, I was wondering if you could touch up my Marine Raider. And I was like, well, why not? So Albert's blade is going to have to get a little redo in the edge department just to make it a little better. It's not going to be, you know, crazy paper sharp because he actually uses his knives like a man should. And the reason he dulled it is because he was chopping and batoning. So if you put too fine an edge on there, razor edge, you're going to get some crazy chipping, and we don't want to do that to his blade. So what we are going to do is just give a nice refinement on this edge and a good honing because I want it to last him. So this will not be a razor sharp edge, maybe, you know what I mean? But it's going to be sharp and strong, and that's what we want to do with this thing. Now, he said he loosened the guard a little bit, and it's very barely loose, so it's a-okay. If I grab the edge and shake it, I don't have to worry about cutting myself because it's a little dull, but we are going to fix that right now. Now, it's going to take me a lot longer than I'm going to show you in this video to sharpen it, but I'm going to show you my steps on what I'm going to do to this blade. I'm going to start with a belt, and I'm going to hit the grinder and just get it to a nice even bevel on both sides. And then we're going to start doing some stone work and finish it up probably with some pull-throughs on a ceramic piece. But, Albert, this is your blade. Let's get it going. Hold on. All right, so first things first is I have to find the right belt. I don't want to use anything too rough because we don't want to take off too much material. I want to just get it just enough. This one might do, you know what? Let's go right here. This one's a little rough, but if I could take away that first set of material and then I need to do one for honing, I can do that. So now I just need to line my belt up. And this is like the hardest part of the whole belt grinder is just putting a belt on the wheels. And that, once they're on though, they're on good. They're on good, just lining them up. And this is my Rikon 1x30. This thing works good. Let's tighten it up. That's good right there. And fire it on. And let's get to work. Now, this needs to be really steady-handed because I am not using the jig. I'm just going to go straight up by eye and see if we can't get this thing going. So I have to measure out my angles just right, and I have to be very steady. And the key is not to over sharpen because you could heat up the blade. You do not want to jack up your tempering and your heat treat at all. And you have to remember when you go from one to the next, you got to keep that same angle. So if you can't read your own angles, don't try this at home. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make double passes like that over and over again until I get it right. I'll probably be on here for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then I'll show you the next stop. All right, so that took a little while, but look at this edge. That's one really pretty bevel there. That's a good angle. And you can see it's the same on both sides, which is what it should be. Now, he did have a little tip issue he was telling me about, so I made sure I concentrated that tip and gave it a really nice tip there. Look at that. Not so bad. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some stone work. All right, so for the stone, I'm going to be using my Lansky kit first. Then I'm going to do some honing with a Smith stone and my ceramic is back downstairs in the shop, so I will have to then go get that. But let me get my Lansky set up. All right, so I'm using a finer stone because I already took off all the burrs, so I don't need to like chunk down anything. It's already chunked down, so I don't have to take off a lot of the bad crap, because I was able to do that with the fine belt, and it actually took off a lot of the stuff I wanted off. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little honing oil on there, right? Get the blade nice and honing oiled, and I already set the Lansky up in the clamp. Now what I need to do is match my degree right here. So I need to line it up, and I'm probably going to use a 20 degree to a 15 degree and see how she goes. So what I'm going to start with is this 15. I just want to see where it's hitting. And remember, when you're using a stone, you want to go this way to that way. Otherwise, the way metal fibers work is your blade is like this, right? There's your edge. And when your edge dulls, the fibers do this. That's what's happening, and that's why you have a dull edge. They're so fine and micro small that you can't see that. You can't see that this is what it's doing. So by going this way, what you're doing is pulling all of these off. If you go this way, then what's happening is you're going from here, and now you're bending them the other way, and you're just getting this the opposite direction. So you want to go this way with the edge. And so that is what we are doing. And what I need to do with this is spend a whole lot of time just going up this edge, up this edge, up this edge, and doing this over and over and over again is absolutely mundane. But you can see all the oil there on there. But what it's going to do is it's really going to hone the edge, and that's what I want. So I'm going to spend probably about 20 minutes per side, just over and over again, getting this down. Now, if I notice that I'm hitting the black, then what that tells me is I need to go up one more degree and go from there. And what's going to happen is, once, even though I'm not hitting the black because I got my angle right here, once my primary bezel here to the edge, I already know is at 15, it's pretty sharp. Then that last one, I'm going to do 20. So that's where the actual edge is going to hit. The actual edge is going to be a 20 degree with a 15 degree above. So that is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do 20 minutes per side with this one, and then I'm going to change the angle and do probably 10 minutes per side on that one, and then we're going to hit the Smith stone and just finish it up with the ceramic pull through, which is these cheap little guys right here. You can find these at Dick's. That's just a great way to finish off your blade. You can get a bunch of them. It doesn't matter. Easy money. All right, so let me work on this. Hold on. All right, so that took a little bit of time. I'm not going to lie. But what I did is I hit it at the 15, right, which is right here, which gave me a nice bevel like this. Then I hit it at the 20, which began to pull the edge in. But then I remembered he's batoning and chopping, so I went all the way to 30 just to really pull that edge in. And what it gave me was a nice, ooh man, a nice, I don't know if y'all can see that. That's the thumbnail right there. A nice sharp edge. And but it's going to be a strong edge, and that was the key. So now, with a little bit of oil on there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove my Lansky setup, possibly, and then I'm going to use my Smith stone, find my angle, and then just give it some nice honing with the Smith stone before I finish it off with the ceramic. I'm probably going to do about 5 minutes aside on this, and we will see where it goes. So hold on now. Man, it's taking a long time. But look at this edge. Look at this edge. Now this is just grime from the oil. So that's not really something on there, but man, is that nice. So now when you're doing a pull through, the thing is there's so many different techniques. Normally what I'll do is I'll pop this in a vise and then I'll pull straight through, but I broke my vise, so it's not vicing. I need a new one. So what I'm going to do is go from here, and you want to keep it dead straight. And I mean all the way to from ricasso to tip. You don't want to pull it sideways. No, it's going to change it. Now, if I had any burrs, what I would do is I would go to this metal side. You hear how smooth that is? That means there's no burrs. Listen, listen, listen. It's just nice and smooth, smooth, smooth. So I don't need to deburr anything. So what I just need to do is just a bunch of runs through with the ceramic side. And then I'll clean the blade. And wow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this for maybe 5 minutes. But I want you to get a good look at what we got going on here, from what it looked like to where it is now. Look at that. 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 Very, very nice. So I'm going to just continue to do this for a while, and then I will clean it and you guys will see it. This process right here just takes a lot of concentration and getting cross-eyed. So that's what I'm going to do. You can see all that. That's like the all that nasty stuff coming off, all the stuff, all the material that we've taken off. And I got to say, Brother Albert, this thing's pretty nice. All right, so let me finish this up. All right. So I just did a little test on here just to check it. And oops, I tore on that one. But sweet, sweet, smooth. Now here's the deal. I wanted a consistent edge all the way through. Now I noticed while I was going through, you had a couple of like little baby chips going on right up in this area here. And we did our best to get rid of everything. You can see that there was one right here, I believe. And then, yeah, right there. And so I ground it out. That's actually sharp right there. It's kind of, I just covered up that little piece of whatever it was that you had there. But look how sweet that is. Look how sweet that is. Ba-boom. So it's sharp. I told you I don't want to make it shade like too crazy sharp, but I ended up taking off some hairs anyway. So it's a little sharper than I wanted it. Here's some all these little hairs right here. It's a little sharper than I wanted it, but I made sure that it was a good thick sharp. You know, there's a difference between thin sharp and thick sharp. It's a good thick sharp. So it should no problem handle what you need it to handle. All right, let me clean off your edge there. But that's it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do what I do with all my high carbon blades, and I'm going to put some Rem oil on it. And that way when I wrap it up, no matter what kind of weather this thing has to travel through, if it's raining where you are or it's raining where I am right now, I want to make sure that your blade is saturated even over the black parts. I know it's supposed to be protected, but you know, there is some wear and tear on this guy. So I'm going to send it to you looking nice and shiny. And it's right, man. This thing is right. I really, really like it. I like the way this edge came out. As a matter of fact, I like the way the edge came out so much, I might finish mine with a 1530. And because I think this feels pretty good. I'm really liking what I'm seeing here. I'm hoping that you do too. And this should work pretty good for you for chopping and batoning. It should stay strong and stay sharp. Ooh, right there. So, Mr. Albert, this is your blade, and it's coming back to you. It's coming back to you a little better than the way it came. Most definitely, it's that edge line is pretty. It's pretty and it's consistent. It's very, very nice. Whoa! So that's it. That's how we sharpen the Ontario SP10 Raider Bowie. Oh yeah! That's it for this one. I am Donnie B. all day. Until next knife.